In today's software tips and tricks, we're going to import in and then reproduce a ring tag that's commonly used in the industrial and automation markets, control panel industry. So this is the tag that we'll be recreating today. It's pretty common. It's used by many manufacturers. So we'll get rid of the image to begin with. If you're fortunate enough to have a drawing that can be imported in from AutoCAD or from the manufacturer themselves, then you have the opportunity to import that in. Here we have a ring tag drawing that was saved as an HPG format, but it could have been EPS, DXF, PLT, and so this imported this ring tag in. So this tag is basically ready to add text to and engrave. But let's go ahead and create this from scratch as if we didn't have that capability. So the first thing that I'm going to do is start with a material definition that matches the size of the tag, the overall size. So this tag is going to be 1 3/4 inches wide by 2 inches tall. I've set my margins at 0 because I want to be able to work on my full work surface. So I'm going to hit check mark, and this gives me the work area. So the first thing that I want to do is draw the portion of the tag that is going to make up the header or the top of the tag. So I go to my rectangle drawing tool, I put in the radius contour that I want, and in this case it's 0.15, and I do want it to be radius and not chamfered. So we'll hit check mark and then start to draw. So click and drag to start to draw. I can freehand draw this, or I can press F2, and F2 will bring up a menu that allows me to put in parameters. So it has carried over my 0.15 radius for the corners. The width of this tag, I need for it to be 1.75 inches wide. And the header where the text would go, in this case, is 1.125. So I simply put those in. The coordinate allows me to assign a place for this to appear on my material definition based on whichever reference is checked here. So in this case, I'm going to have this appear at 0 and 0, so the lower left corner. And so it's drawn that. So in this case, I actually need it to be at the top of the tag. So if I hit spacebar to release my rectangle drawing tool, I can now drag that to the top of my workpiece. All right, the next contour that I need is going to be a circular contour. So I'll go to my circle drawing tool, click and drag, again F2, and it allows me to put in the radius that I need for my tag to be. In this case, I need 1.5 inch radius, so I put in half of that, so 0.75, and check mark. Okay, so I have my circle now. I will need an inner circle as well, so I'll drag again, hit F2, and the inner circle that I need is 1.2 inches, so I'll put in 0.6. Okay, so half of that radius diameter. So now I have my circular contours. So I'll hit spacebar to release my drawing tool. I'm going to select my outer contour, select my inner contour, go to the alignment tool, and ensure that those are perfectly aligned in relation to each other. And then go back to the alignment tools and make sure that they're perfectly aligned left to right on my plate so that they're in the center. And now I can simply hit the down arrow and bring those down to the bottom. Okay, so I now have my basic contours. So I will select the header and select the outside circle radius and group those together using the union tool. So this will take away the portion of that outer circle that I no longer needed, which made, protruded into the header. It also gives me the cutout radius that I need to form the inside of that tag where the push button switch or selector switch would go. The next thing that I need to do is draw a tab here for aligning this tag with the switch. So that needs to be a rectangle. So I'll go to my rectangle drawing tool, click and drag, again pressing F2. This little tab needs to be 0.15 inches by, let's say I don't have a standard measurement increment. My drawing is in millimeters. We can see that my software is working in inches, but if I will put in that I need a 3.96 millimeter and give it the mm, then it will make the calculation for me and draw the appropriate size tab. So now that my tab is on the screen, I can see that my cursor has the box drawing insignia on it to let me know it's ready to draw another box. So I'm just going to hit spacebar to release that. So now with this highlighted, I'm going to go back to my alignment tools and make sure it's centered left to right on my workpiece. I may want to take that up just a hair. And now I will do a union between the inner circle and this tab. Okay, special effects and union. So I've basically drawn the profile of my tag. Okay, I may choose to save this now or to add it to my symbols library. So if I select everything and go to the symbols library and select the symbols folder that I want to put it in, or right click and create a new directory. So this one I'll do as ring tags. Okay, and now I can come down and select ring tags, and it's showing that that's empty, and hit add, and then put in a name, and that tag is now saved in this library. So in the future, if I should need a ring tag, I can simply go to my library, go to my ring tag, and drop it into any job. Okay, so I don't have to recreate it, redraw it. So the next step would be to add text to this. So I'm going to go to my text in a rectangle. I can use free text as well. And it's asking me to go to manual mode since I'm now drawing a box to place the text, and the software is no longer going to automatically center it on the workpiece. I just tell it yes. So I create my text box. If I hit F2, a menu that comes up and says, okay, how big do you want this text box to be? In this case, I want it to be 1.5 by maybe 0.25, okay? And then I'm going to drag it and put it where I want it if I need to. So here, I would just add my text. And you notice that my text is being compressed to fit within that area. So if I come in and select this text and size it appropriately, maybe 0.15, then it better fits the area that I've got it confined to. Okay. So if I need to relocate this text, I simply click on it and I can drag it to the location I need it to be in, or use my alignment tools to make sure that it's positioned centered. Okay, so this is basically start to finish how I would recreate this tag. At this point, you can save this job so that you can call it up in the future, and at any time you can change this tag up by simply double clicking on the text and typing the new text that you want to have. So I'm going to hit tab and then on. And the tab in GravoStyle basically equally spaces any words across a baseline. So if I had 3 words there and put a tab between each of the 3 words, it would position all 3 words within that rectangular box equally proportioned. All right, so again, very easy to adjust the job save once you've saved it. So let's go back to the emergency tag and say that I need a group of emergency tags. So from this point, I can go to my matrix function or multi-copy, and all these tags will have the same text on them by using this tool, but I could use my variable text tools if I wanted to have different text on each tag. But in this case, I need to tell the machine or tell the software what size piece of material I'm putting in. So here, let's say that I'm putting in something that's 12 inches by 12 inches, and it's showing me how many tags that I can get on that 12 inch by 12 inch piece, and hit check mark, and it's going to go and create that 12 by 12 engraving field. So if I were just to send this over to the laser or rotary engraver as it is, it would run all tags. If I had a sheet that I only wanted to run a portion of the tags, then I can come in and select just the tags that I want to run. So if I come in and let's say I'm going to unlock the boundaries so that I can work outside of the margins, and then I can come in and just select these tags and run just those tags. So the laser would only process these because they're highlighted and would ignore the rest. Okay, so hope this addresses the questions that you had. We'll look forward to doing another tips and tricks session with you soon.